Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Howell. Here. Senator Webb. Representative Herron. Representative Petrie.
Here.
Representative Thomas.
Present.
Co-Chair Frazier Gordon.
Yes, ma'am.
Chair Girdler.
Here. All right. We've got at least 5, and we got a 6th one standing out there. Was going to send Senator Howell after her, but we was afraid she'd whip him, so we left him in here. So.
I appreciate the consideration.
Yeah, then we'd lose our quorum. They'd take her to jail, and he'd go to hospital. Can I get a motion to approve the August?
Motion.
Got a motion, got a second? Anybody disagree? All agree? No opposed? Approved. Minutes approved. Catherine has some information items, and we're going to go over those now. Thank you, Catherine.
Pursuant to KRS 750, 45, 750, 760 sub 5, the University of Kentucky reported several medical and research equipment purchases. Through their fiscal agents, 3 school districts, none of which needed additional tax levies to pay debt service, reported upcoming general obligation debt issues to finance new projects. The school districts were Madison County, Marshall County, and Mason County. Pursuant to KRS 45A180 sub 2, Western Kentucky University reported its intent to use a construction management at risk project delivery method to replace its academic complex with a $120 million construction budget. Pursuant to House Bills 1 and 6, WKU reported various asset preservation projects and project revisions.
Good try. All right, thank you. Chairman Girdler and committee members, my name is Kevin Cardwell, Deputy State Budget Director, and I'm here today to present 5 action items and then 8 pool items. So the action items, the first ones are for military affairs projects. They are being reported pursuant to KRS 45760 sub 7. First one is Army Aviation Support Facility Upgrade Project. The amount of this project is $1.7 million. It is funded with a 100% federal funds. Project is going to maintain the Army Aviation Support Facility. It was built back in 2015. It's going to upgrade and replace lighting in the building from the current lighting to LED lighting. Next one is the United States Property and Fiscal Office Interior Repairs Project. The amount of this project is $1,950,000. Also funded 100% with federal funds. Project will upgrade the HVAC, lighting, office layout, floor furnishings, plumbing, electrical upgrades, ceiling tiles, and wall finishes in the United States Property and Fiscal Office. The next project for military affairs is at the Wendell H. Ford Regional Training Center. It's the Cypress Creek Restoration Phase 3. The amount of this project is $4 million, and it as well is funded 100% with federal funds from the National Guard Bureau. This project is going to enhance the flow of the Cypress Creek and its tributaries, limiting the negative impact to the nearby ecosystems and mitigate the loss of valuable military training lands at the Wendell H. Ford Regional Training Center. Also have a new project amendment for the military affairs. This one is also for the Wendell H. Ford Regional Training Center, Cypress Creek Restoration Project. This is an increase in the amount of $600,000 that will bring the project up to $3,926,021, as well funded with the 100% federal funds. This project is going to also enhance the flow of the Cypress Creek and its tributaries to limit the negative impact to the nearby ecosystems, like I said on the prior one. And then I have an appropriation increase that's being reported pursuant to KRS 45760 sub 6. This one is for the Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet, Department of Fish and Wildlife, Veterans Memorial Shooting Range Project. Appropriation increase in the amount of $400,000 to bring the total project to $4.4 million, funded 90% from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Pittman, Robertson Wildlife Restoration Funds, and 10% from the department's Restricted Fish and Game Fund. It's going to construct a new shooting range to include a classroom for the conservation, hunter education, and 4 offices within the space on the department's Veterans Memorial Wildlife Management Area in Georgetown. Thank you.
Have any questions? No questions. I'd like to entertain a motion we approve. A motion, Senator Howell. Second, from Representative two-name Walker Thomas. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Funky Fromeyer. Yes. Senator Howell. Senator Webb. Representative Herron. Representative Petrie.
Yes.
Representative Thomas.
Aye.
Co-Chair Frazier Gordon.
Yes.
Chair Girdler.
Aye. All passes, and you can proceed on with the 8 requiring no action.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, as Chairman just mentioned, I've got 8 pool projects in excess of $1 million that I'll be reporting today. These are being reported pursuant to House Bill 6, which is the 24-26 Budget Bill, Part 2, Subsection 4. 2 for Finance and Administration Cabinet Facilities and Support Services. The first one being the Bush Building HVAC System Replacement. The amount of that project is $4,043,100, and it's funded from the HVAC Replacement Rebuild Maintenance Pool 22-24. Also, the Bush Building Renovation Project in the amount of $2,727,000. This one being funded from the Facilities 22-24 Maintenance Pool. Commonwealth Office of Technology, sorry about that, within the Finance and Administration Cabinet is the next project, the City Project, amount of $1,611,200, funded with $1,264,069 and some change from the Replacement and Modernized Legacy Systems Pool, and $347,130 from the 2018-20 Legacy System. $611,200 funded.
Was you throwing your voice there, Kevin?
I'm not that talented.
Go ahead.
All right. Want to pause there to make sure that wasn't going to continue. So, Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet, 2 projects to report for them within the Department of Parks. First is Carter Caves Sewer Upgrades Phase 3, amount of $4,502,500. This is funded from the Waste Water Treatment Upgrades Pool, which is authorized by House Bill 352 of the 2020 regular session. Also, the Kentucky Dam Water and Infrastructure Upgrades Phase 2 project in the amount of $3 million funded from the Wastewater Treatment Upgrades Pool authorized by House Bill 352 as well of the 2020 regular session. Also, I have a couple for Cabinet for Health and Family Services, the Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disabilities. Oakwood, sorry about that, Cottage Transformer Removal Project, the amount of $1,440,000. This is funded from the 2024-26 maintenance pool that the Cabinet has, and also the Western State Hospital campus-wide roof replacement, the amount of $1,651,000, which is as well funded by the 24-26 Cabinet maintenance pool. And the last item today is the Justice and Public Safety Cabinet, Department of Corrections. This is the kitchen rooftop HVAC and boiler project, the amount of $1,420,800, with $1,405,800 from the 24-26 maintenance pool and $15,000 from the 22-24 maintenance pool. And that completes the pool items today. Thank you.
All right. We got any questions for Kevin before he throws his voice again. No questions. Did great. Thank you, Kevin. Now, Sandy, you're remote out there somewhere?
Yes, sir.
All right. You may proceed, Sandy.
Should we roll?
Oh, we're going to roll these together. I wasn't going to roll them. I was wanting to hear all 81 of these grants by themselves, but I want to go home tonight. So, can I get a motion that we roll the 5 loans and the 81 grants? Got a
Motion.
got a motion. Co-chair, second, Miss Funky Fromeyer, and you may proceed.
Thank you, Chair Girdler and members of the committee. I'm Sandy Williams, Executive Director with the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority. And Mr. Chair, as you stated, we do have 4 loans and a lot of grants for the committee's review today. First up, from our Fund A Clean Water State Revolving Fund, is the City of Lebanon. Their Fund A loan request in the amount of $6,372,500 is for their 2022 wastewater system improvements project. The project includes upgrades and equipment replacement at the wastewater treatment plant that will increase capacity from 3.75 million gallons per day to 4.5 million gallons per day. The project also consists of extending the gravity main in the Rosewood subdivision, rehabilitation of a pump station, replacement of gravity, sewer, and manholes, and increasing the size of a force main. This was approved at the September 5th KIA board meeting as a 30-year loan with a 0.5% interest rate. The second Fund A loan is for the Paducah McCracken Joint Sewer Authority. This loan in the amount of $15,366,000 is for their long-term control plan, Project 3, Phase 2 project. The project will complete installation of the remaining pumps not installed during Phase 1 and construct a 56-inch force main to a fine screening facility with 2 45 million gallon per day fine screens and related appurtenances. This loan was approved at the September 5th KIA board meeting as a 20-year loan with a 1.25% interest rate. Moving to Fund B, our infrastructure revolving fund, we have the Western Pulaski County Water District's Fund B loan increase request in the amount of $555,000 for their Bourbon Water Storage Tank Replacement Project. The original loan was approved by the KIA board on June 7th, 2022, and the increase is due to bids coming in higher than expected due to higher material cost. No additional work is being funded with the loan increase, and this will bring the total loan amount to $5,055,000. And the original terms and conditions remain the same, a 20-year loan with a 1% interest rate, and this was approved by the KIA board at its September 5th meeting. And I think I left one out.
What about this Paris?
So Fund F is a loan for the city of Paris. And I do apologize. I've got incorrect information on my sheet. The city of Paris, their Fund F loan increase request for $310,545 is for their water system improvements project. The original loan was approved by the KIA board on July 7th, 2022. And this loan increase will bring the total loan amount to just over $4 million. And this increase request was approved at the September 5th KIA board meeting. And yes, that's all of them, sorry. So that's all of the loans today. And Catherine did mention that I had the opportunity today to talk a little bit about our new Kentucky Waters Grant Program, as well as give the committee an update on the Cleaner Water Program grants. So over the past 4 years, KIA has had the opportunity to assist communities with water and wastewater grant loan funding for many different types of projects. The funding has come from both state and federal sources and totals, again, over the past 4 years, over $1.35 billion. So today I would like to focus specifically again on Kentucky Waters Program and the Cleaner Water Program grants. So Kentucky Water and Wastewater Assistance for Troubled or Economically Restrained Systems. To remind the committee members, this was approved in the 2024 regular session. House Bill 563. It's been codified under KRS 224A 320 to 325. So this loan and grant program accepted applications through August 30th. We anticipate bringing the projects to the KIA board in November for scoring and a funding recommendation. The score, funding recommendation, and other required items will be provided to the General Assembly on or before December 1st. And then assuming that the General Assembly takes action on any of those items, we stand ready to contact the applicants with any approved terms after that point. We expect to have about 150 to 170 applications, and looking at the average request size of $4 million, that puts us somewhere in the range of $625 to $675 million of requests. And the reason the number is a little unsolid at this point is because we're still working with some of the applicants who didn't quite get the full a fully completed application to us. So we're working with those applicants to help them revise their applications, and we'll have more solid numbers hopefully later when they get back with us. Again, so at the September board meeting, the board did make several approvals. And what they have decided is, of course, so the board is responsible for putting together a scoring rubric based on the 12 scoring criteria that were approved in the legislation. The board approved a weighted scoring, which would focus primarily on median household income and community impacts. So those community impacts would be projects that have a regional component, a high level of community support, or the project will fully resolve the subject of the Kentucky Waters application. They also considered a 1-to-1 scoring option, but in the end decided that the weighted option would better represent the program. So the board also focused on several structure, term, and funding recommendation approvals. The standard principal forgiveness amount that would be offered is 50% principal forgiveness. There was a proposed and approved standard repayment term of 30 years, a target debt service coverage ratio of 1.1, and the board, under the allowable types of funding that can be provided to an applicant. So that is a loan with full principal and interest repayment, a loan with principal and repayment and zero interest, a loan with forgivable principal, and then grant. So under those 4 different funding scenarios, the board will make a funding recommendation where the applicant first reaches the target debt coverage ratio of 1.1. So we will be providing, again, on or before December 1st, the 4 types of funding scenarios with a debt coverage ratio under each scenario. And then the funding recommendation will be where the applicant first has the ability to meet that target funding debt coverage ratio of 1.1. And so that is the update for the Kentucky Waters program. We have an update on the Cleaner Water program. I know that the committee wants to make sure that we keep all money, all federal money that comes to Kentucky in Kentucky. KIA was charged with administering $500 million of Cleaner Water program grants. Those were appropriated during the 21 and 22 sessions. And I am very pleased to let the committee members know that we fully plan not to send any of that money back to the federal government. We have been, KIA staff has been working diligently. They really have. They've worked tirelessly, nights and weekends, to make sure that the communities have all of the required paperwork to meet the first deadline by December 31st of 2024. The funds are obligated. And the definition of obligated means the grant assistance agreement must be executed between KIA and the grantee. So we have just a handful, maybe 30 or 40 that are still outstanding. And those are a result of reallocations. So funds that weren't moving for specific projects are being moved to projects that are moving. So just again, very pleased that, we want to keep that money in Kentucky. And then the second deadline is the funding has to be spent by December 31st, 2026. And we have a plan to make sure that all of those funds are spent. So again, we don't want any of that money to go back to the federal government. So that is my update on Cleaner Water. And I'd be happy to answer any questions, or I can go straight into grants, Mr. Chair.
Anybody got any questions? Now, I know you made the chair over here of A&R giggle whenever you said you spent all the federal money, so at least one of us is happy in here. So you may, if nobody's got any questions, we'll proceed on to the 81. And by the way, I want to thank you before you get into this. I got a couple of emails saying that some of them hadn't been filled out properly or hadn't got finished yet. I thank you for alerting us to that fact, because it really has, when I called them, I think they got onto it pretty quick. Not because they was afraid of me, but because they was afraid of not getting the money. So anyway, I do thank you for that.
Well, we're very glad that you are in our court and supporting us in our efforts to keep that money here and get that money out to projects.
All right, thank you. You may go on to the 81 now.
Thank you. So we do have 29 grants from round 1 of the Cleaner Water program. Again, that was Senate Bill 36 from 2021 session. The sewer grants are 3 allocations from the supplemental pool and 5 reallocations from the county allocation pool. The water grants from round 1 consist of 10 allocations from the supplemental pool, 4 reallocations from the unserved or consent decree pool, and 7 reallocations from the county allocation pool. So this 81 number is everybody scrambling at the last minute because of our September 1st deadline to make sure that all these projects are valid projects. And I appreciate Catherine, wading through all of those 81 grants. Then from round 2 of the Cleaner Water program, which was House Bill 1 of the 22 session, we have 52 grants. I'm looking at the sewer grants. There are 11 allocations from the supplemental pool and 12 reallocations from the county allocation pool. Looking at water grants, there are 13 allocations from the supplemental pool and 16 reallocations from the county allocation pool. And those are, I believe, all of the items for approval today. And Mr. Chair, I believe at least four of those projects are in your district.
I kind of noticed that. Thank you. Sometimes even if you ain't on A&R and in charge of it, you still get a little bit. But anyway, we have any questions? If not, I'd like to have a motion we approve. Make a motion, got a second? You got the motion, second. And Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Howell. Senator Webb, Representative Herron, Representative Petrie,
Yes.
Representative Thomas,
Aye.
Co-Chair Frazier Gordon, Chair Girdler.
Aye. That passes, does well. And now you've got one information item.
One loan final grant, that this grant is from House Bill 1 of the 22 session. This line item grant is a reallocation from one water project to another water project within the auspice of the original appropriation. And Mr. Chair, I believe I've talked enough today. That's the end
You've
of
done
my-
real well. I'm sure when you go home tonight, your family there will be tickled to death. You won't be talking much. Thank you, Sandy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now I'm going to call up the double Ks. And girls, we're just going to limit you to one because Sandy took up so much time that, I don't care if you got 10, you're only going to get one today. Yeah.
All right, good afternoon. Well, we just have one today, so I appreciate that. Ohio County Fiscal Court, on behalf of the Green River Regional Industrial Development Authority, was approved by KEDFA for a $222,500 KPDI EDF grant. This project is to extend the main road access along the Bluegrass Crossing Business Center in Beaver Dam. Matching funds are provided through the IDA, and the total potential investment for this project is $445,000. The project presented today was identified by the independent site selection consultant as having a potential for a future investment or a location of an economic development project. We do have recommendation from Secretary Knoll and the signed concurrence letter from Secretary Johnson. This project was presented and approved at the KEDFA meeting on August 29th and presented to State Props and Building Commission on September 19th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We got any questions? No questions. Can I entertain a motion? Got a motion, Senator Howell. Need a second? Second from my good old buddy here, Walker Thomas. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Howell. Senator Webb, Representative Herron, Representative Petrie,
Yes.
Representative Thomas.
Aye.
Co-Chair Frazier Gordon. Chair Girdler.
Aye. Girls, y'all did good. Thank you. Now we've got just one item here. We got a roll. Chelsea, you're a lot prettier than that guy. What was that guy's name? Not Saltwater. What's it?
I'll be sure to let Ryan know.
Yeah, there you let him know. Oh, Ryan Barrow.
Yeah, are you talking about Steve
You know,
Starkweather?
he come to see me the other day, and you know what I told him? If you can make Representative Chairman Petrie happy, you ain't got a problem with me whatsoever. So, and I was joking with him, but yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Glad to see you here.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I'm Chelsea Couch. I'm the Director of the Office of Financial Management. I have two things for you today to review, but I kind of wanted to start with just something we're very proud in our office, which is the latest Moody's upgrade, lowering the cost of capital throughout the Commonwealth. Also, schools, public intercept went from A1 to AA3, so we were very happy about that. But the two issuances today, I have one for the Kentucky Housing Corporation tax-exempt single-family mortgage revenue bonds, $75 million. This is the second issuance in the $400 million authorization. And then the second is for the School Facilities Construction Commission, Walton Verona Independent.
We can vote on that.
I was getting my walking orders here.
Okay. That is a $2 million issue for the school. It looks like the state is participating in 2.5%, which would be about $50,000 par.
Thank you. Any members have any questions? No questions? You must do real good. Because he always asks Ryan questions. If there's no questions, can I get a motion? So moved. Get a second? Second, co-chair. All right. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Howell. Senator Webb. Representative Herron. Representative Petrie.
Yes.
Representative Thomas.
Aye.
Co-chair Frazier Gordon. Chair Girdler.
Aye. We did.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm assuming we did both those same time. All right. Thank you. We did both those same time. Next meeting, October the 15th. We tried to get it later on in the month, but Representative Walker Thomas, he gives out a bunch of candy around Halloween. So he was going to have to, kind of shop till the Halloween. So we're going to do it October the 15th. And if I can get a motion, we'll adjourn this thing. We got a motion to adjourn. Let's get out of here. Do what?
October 15th.
October 15th,
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
But what day was it? She's wanting to know.
October,
It's on a
October
Tuesday.
15th
It's on
a Tuesday.
a Tuesday.
So it was 17.
I think I've seen you. I'm Kylie. Nice to meet you. And I did talk to Jack, so